Hi everyone, welcome to today's tutorial, and in this video I will be showing you how you can recreate this simple water droplet logo. So I'll dive right in, and the first thing we have to do is to create a new document. So over here, over here for this tutorial I will be using this custom size document which is 1000 by 1000 pixels, and I will be renaming this document to be water droplet logo. So as you can see, Adobe Illustrator provides a huge variety of these custom sized documents which are already being preloaded. You're free to choose any size document as you like, but just in case if you want to use the same document size that I'm using, just type in 1000 and 1000 in the width and the height options right here and change the dimensions to pixels. So let's start. Okay, so I would also be using the smart guides in this tutorial, so make sure that it's been switched on. So how do you want to check? So you can just go to this view options right here, and over here in this drop down menu you can see smart guides. This has been switched on, it's been ticked on, right? So that's that. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is to create the basic shape of a water droplet. Right, so I'll be using this ellipse tool right here, which is right in this drop down menu in this rectangle tool right here. Okay, this one. And for now I do not require the fill, so I'll be using this drop down box and just selecting on this none option right here, and I let the stroke be the way it is, which is black. Okay, so I'll get my mouse right here with say in the center of my document, and I'll be clicking on Shift plus Alt to create a big circle like this. Okay, so once that's done, what I'm going to do is now that I'll be creating a kind of a water droplet shape, this meaning this upper portion right here, right? So I'll be using the pen tool for this, and I'll just get the pen tool about here, approximately over here on this side, and go ahead and then just make this kind of a shape like that, and I click on escape to get rid of the pen tool. So once that's done, what I'm going to do is that I'll select both these options and come over here to this shape builder tool. So if I click on this and take my mouse over on the shapes that we've just created, you can see that the shape builder tool recognizes all these different shapes. So what I'm going to do is that I'll be just clicking on Alt, and you notice that the plus sign changes into minus, and I'll just select this line and go ahead and delete this. I'll zoom in a little, and you see this portion is also made. I'll just go ahead and combine these two like that. So once that's done, what I'm going to do is that I see this one small edge right here. I want to go ahead and smoothen out that edge as well. So I'll select this and come over here to this direct selection tool. Select this anchor point, and you see this circle come up, right? Excuse me. So I'll be using the circle and just dragging it outside to create a much more smoother path like that. Okay, but I still see that this is not completely smooth as well. There's still some curves that I want to smoothen out. So I'll select all of this, and over here right below this shaper tool is this tool called the smooth tool. I'll select on that and make sure that my object is selected, and just go ahead and then just drag my mouse onto the parts where I want my parts to be smooth, And you can see minor changes have been made. Right, so wherever I am dragging my mouse, that area is now being smoothed out into a much nicer curve. Like that. And I see this one small line. I'll go ahead, delete that. Okay. So once that's done, we can just go ahead and make these different segments in our droplet shape. Right, so that's also really easy to do. So I'll be using the pen tool again and just start by making these kind of shape like that. Click on the escape tool to get rid of the pen tool. And yeah. Okay. So once that's done, we'll be making multiple lines onto our droplet shape. Right, so you can just use the pen tool and just create similar curves. It's up to you how many curves you want to make. And just one more like that. And that looks pretty nice. Right, so I want to just get rid of the lines which are coming out of my shape. Right, so to do that, I'll be selecting my shape, all my shapes again, and coming back here to this shape builder tool. Right, so I'll be clicking on Alt and then just dragging the mouse outside right across my lines to get rid of the excess lines like this. Okay, so once that's done, and you can see that now the shape builder tool recognizes all these different shapes into different segments. Right, so now we can go ahead and add in individual colors in all these extra parts. Right, so in order to do that, I'll be clicking onto my double clicking onto my fill over here, and I'll be using certain color codes. So the topmost portion will have the really light shade of light blue, and then it's going to go and become much more darker by the time it reaches this end point right here. Right, so the first color code that I'll be using, you might want to also type out these color codes. The first one is going to be C4DFE6. And if I click on OK, and I'll just click onto my first shape right here, you can see that a really nice light shade of light blue is being made. Now similarly, I'll be adding much more different colors over here. So I'll come back here to this fill tool again and type in my second darker shade, which is going to be 90AFC5, and clicking onto it like that. So let's keep going. The third one is going to be 66A5AD, and like that. Come back here. Fourth one is going to be 336B87, like that. And the last one, which is going to be of a much more darker shade of blue, it's going to be 003B46, and like that. So once we've added all our colors, I'll go ahead and also delete the stroke from the stroke drop down menu and just click on none. So once that's done, and our droplet shape is now ready. So we can go ahead and also save our document. In order to do that, we'll be going to File, clicking on Save As. So by default, our file name is going to be the same as our document name, which was the water droplet logo, and our Save As type is going to be Adobe Illustrator. I highly recommend that we save our file in this format, so that just in case if I want to make any changes in my logo, I can easily access my AI file, and I click on save and OK. And there you go. Our logo has now been successfully saved as an AI file. So as you can see, you can use this water droplet logo for any project that you're working on or for any brand that you're freelancing for. This can also be considered an vector illustration. So it works for both ways. And that's about it. So I hope you found this video to be useful, and thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more.